guys, welcome to Christmas 2025. I'm so excited for Christmas this year since it's going to be our first Christmas in the house where we're kind of settled in the house. Last year, we weren't really settled yet, and if you followed me last year with my decorating, I would grab a box off the shelf, decorate with whatever I had, and called it a day. And that's kind of how I decorated. Most of my Christmas stuff was still packed up. This year, I've already got all of my Christmas stuff unpacked and kind of laid out and organized. I have a video that shows me doing that if you just need something for some motivation to put on in the background while you're decorating or doing whatever it is that you need around the house, cleaning, decorating, whatever. That's the video for you. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you my theme for Christmas 2025, along with my Christmas 2025 haul. I've bought quite a few things, but they were all, I feel like, staple things and things that are going to be long-term treasures for this particular house, especially now that we're in our retirement home and this is the house we're going to be in for a while. You know, we've moved around quite a bit. So I feel really good about the things that I bought this year, knowing that I will be able to reuse them from year to year. Last year, my dining room tablescape was very simple, but I also really liked it. There was just something about it that made me feel very nostalgic, that classic Christmas feel. And all the things that I bought last year, I found some wonderful things from our neighborhood kind of thrift store that they do. We have a chapel in our neighborhood, and every year the chapel puts on a thrift store for Christmas where people donate things and then you can go. So all the things I bought were very nostalgic, and I really felt like it fit with this house. Since this house is a craftsman style house that was built in the early 2000s, I felt like it gave me those vintage Christmas vibes and actually reminded me a lot of my childhood and what I always feel like Christmas should be. That was kind of my inspiration for all of my Christmas this year, was just to build on what I did last year and kind of take that idea of the tablescape that I did last year and reimagine it a little bit. That's how I came up with my Christmas theme for this year. Part of that tablescape were these beautiful placemats that I found at our local consignment shop here last year. These were from Williams-Sonoma, and I think, Pier 1. These were originally from Pier 1, and I love that it has the red plaid on one side and the green on the other side, so they're completely reversible. I found these last year, and this was part of my tablescape that I just thought was so fitting for this house, along with a treasure that I've had for a long time, my sleigh. I found this several years ago at Hobby Lobby, and I just love the scale of it. This was my centerpiece on my table, along with the beautiful Santa that I have. I was already thinking last Christmas that I wanted to carry on that for this year in, like I said, just a little reimagined way. That brought me to my very first purchase. This was an after Christmas purchase. Whitney and I went to Williams-Sonoma, and for years I have admired their "'Twas the Night Before Christmas" place settings, and they had these bowls on sale for after Christmas sale from the "'Twas the Night Before Christmas" pattern, and I just think this is so absolutely beautiful. And our Christmas Eve tradition is always to eat gumbo because we're Cajun from South Louisiana, so we've always had gumbo as our Christmas Eve meal. So I thought these bowls would be perfect, and I just love how they went with the plaid placemats that I was already planning to use again this year because I love them so much. The quality of these placemats is just second to none. I mean, it's really high quality, and then I just thought these bowls were an investment piece that I felt like would last me forever, and it's kind of the piece that I would love to bring out every year. And since it was the bowls that they had, rather than the plates. They were all sold out of all the plates, and all that was left were these two patterns in the in the bowls. And for me, I thought, well, how perfect is that we have bowls when we eat Christmas Eve gumbo. So I went ahead and bought 6 of those. So that kind of got me going on what my theme was going to be for this year. And my theme for this year is "'Twas the Night Before Christmas on the Mountain." Since we're living on the mountain now, I really want to embrace that vibe, and we've made changes to the house, like our stone fireplace that we changed from last year, and then the doors and the lighting fixtures and everything. We're really feeling more like a mountain home now, and our setting is so beautiful. So I just wanted to fully embrace the setting that we live in, the era of the house, all of the cozy vintage feels. So everything I bought this year goes along with that theme, because I already knew that's what I wanted to do for Christmas this year. So that was way back in December from last year, and I've just kind of built on that, and knew that everything I bought, I wanted to fit in with that theme. So it's "'Twas the Night Before Christmas on the Mountain." Over the summer, I went to an estate sale in the neighborhood, and the lady had so much Christmas. I didn't get any footage of it. I wish I had, because it was unbelievable, the Christmas decor that she had. And I really was trying to limit myself because I knew I didn't need a whole lot of stuff, but I did see a few things that I just had to have. One of the things I found were these bows, and they just called my name. I thought, what a perfect match for my placemats. There were only 3 of these, and they were $2 a piece, but I went ahead and picked up all 3 because I figured if I could find a way to use them as the bows, then that would be great. But if not, that I could always take the ribbon apart and just use the ribbon somehow, because this is really high quality ribbon with the gold on the back, and it's a very thick, luxurious ribbon. You can tell it was a high-end ribbon. For $2, I thought I definitely want to go ahead and get these. I'm not sure if I will be using them as the bows or if I will end up taking the ribbon apart. You're gonna have to stay tuned and see, because while I know my theme and I kind of have an idea of some things I'm gonna do, I will give you a sneak peek of some of those during this video. But for the most part, I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to use some of the things that I bought. At that same estate sale, I found a couple of other items that I absolutely had to get. So one was this tree skirt. It is such a beautiful tree skirt, and I knew that it was going to go right along with my "'Twas the Night Before Christmas in the Woods" or "On the Mountain." I couldn't decide if I should call it "On the Mountain" or "In the Woods." Let me know what you think. Do you think it should be "In the Woods" or "On the Mountain"? But I knew this would go perfectly, and this would be a tree skirt that I could have for years to come and treasure and love. It's so thick, and I love the way the green has this little, I don't know what you call that, like a little pleat to it almost, and then the texture on the bottom is different. So I love that it brings in lots of different textures, and it's got the very deep red with the very deep green, which I thought was going to be perfect with these placemats. So this was one of the things, and I think I got this for $25, and I know that originally it had to be way more expensive than that. Another thing that I found that I couldn't pass up was this vintage stocking. I love the size of it and scale. I'm not sure if I would use it upstairs or downstairs by our other stone fireplace that we have down there, but I just thought the detail on this was amazing. I loved everything about it, the colors, the size. I can just see it hanging right now, and it's gonna be so beautiful. So I was I thought this was a great deal, and I don't remember what the price on this was, but I know the price on everything that I bought was just really good at that estate sale for the quality of the items. And then at that same estate sale, I couldn't believe that I found this, but I did. So I found these napkins. So this is a set of 3 napkins, and I should take it apart for you. I got this whole set of napkins. I thought the price was on here. For, I believe these were $5 for the set of napkins. But look, these are the same Williams-Sonoma napkins that go with my plates. I couldn't believe she had this there. So as soon as I saw these, I immediately grabbed them. So this is one of the patterns, and it's the same as on my bowl. And then she also had in here this set, the reindeer, which is also the pattern on one of my bowls. So it's 2 different patterns on the bowls. And then there are more patterns in the whole line for Williams-Sonoma. So this is one with the Christmas tree. Although I needed 3 and 3 bowls because I don't think they had enough bowls for me. I can't remember if they had the other patterns or not, but I know I ended up only getting the 2 patterns so I could make my 6 and kind of make it work to have 3 and 3. So this was the other one. And so those are napkins. But then she also had these tea towels from the same line. So I had to grab these. I thought, how perfect was this? So there were 2 Santas. Oh, I said there were 2. I think there's 3 of these tea towels, and they're huge. And then one is the reindeer. So I thought this was just perfect to go with my bowls and my theme. You can see how this all just works together. And I thought it was absolutely amazing finds, and I had to go ahead and pick these up. The next part of my haul is everything I picked up at Hobby Lobby this year. I wanted to be very intentional when I went to Hobby Lobby because I knew they were going to have so many things that I loved, but I wanted to focus on certain things that I knew that I needed, especially things that I knew I was going to need to help complete the theme that I am going for and kind of wanting to start incorporating more of moving forward and giving me options besides what I already have. So one of the things that I knew that I needed to get or to have some different options was my greenery. A lot of the greenery I already have is frosted or has like the snow on it. And I knew for the vibe I was going for this year, where I wanted it to be either on the mountain or in the woods and kind of go with the setting of the house, that wasn't necessarily going to be the look I was going for. So I knew I was going to need some new greenery. So I definitely focused a lot on greenery. And the other thing that I wanted to focus on was artwork, because I don't have a lot of Christmas artwork, if any at all. So I wanted to focus on primarily those 2 things. So you'll see that that's mostly what I picked up at Hobby Lobby. The first thing I got is this beautiful cypress garland, and I did get it in the one that it's 6 feet. I think it's 6 feet. Yes, it's 6 feet, and this is the one that is pre-lit. So I was thinking, I didn't know how I would use this. If I would use it, I was going to show you, it's the pre-lit. Can you see that? I wasn't sure if I was going to use this maybe on the mantle or on my dining table or exactly where I was using it, but I just liked it. I thought it was very lush. I love the Real Touch feel. I went ahead and went early to Hobby Lobby because I knew things like this garland were going to end up possibly selling out this year, because I know they did last year. People were already talking about it at the beginning of October. So I wanted to make sure that I got mine early and so that it wouldn't sell out. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to use this because I don't know yet what I'm doing on the mantle. I just kind of put a little something together to start We have our TV up here, and at some point we're gonna be getting a different TV and have it hung, one that's more proportional to the fireplace, but for now we do like having that TV in here. So because of that, I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do on my mantle, but I will find a place for this garland because I think it's absolutely beautiful and I can't wait to figure out how I'm gonna use it. The other thing that I picked up that I was so excited, and I really went there specifically to get this, is the Norfolk pine, because I thought these are so big. I love the size of these. This is in their floral department where they have all of the florals. This is not kind of in the section with all of their Christmas stuff. So just go to the floral section and look if it's not sold out already. I really don't know how things are going at Hobby Lobby, if they're selling out or if they still have a lot in stock, because I haven't been actually since I bought all of this at the beginning of October. I can use it in a vase. I could just use it on the mantle. Sometimes I like just something really simple, and this could be used on a mantle, on a table. If you just need it for a vignette, on a side table or an end table or something, you could totally do it. You could certainly cut it apart, but you can also use it as is. But I like that. I'm just trying to show you that you can bend these stems. So you can just let it drape flat, but you don't have to. You can move this, and I think this is going to be so beautiful. I have a couple of ideas of how I know I'm using this already. I can't remember exactly. I think I picked up 10 of these, and just for reference, this was $8.99, but I got it for 50% off, so they were only $4.50 a piece. In line with that, I went ahead and got some of these cypress stems as well. I think these are so beautiful, and I feel the same way. There's so many uses for these. They're not as big as the others, but they're still a good size. I had bought a few of these a couple years ago at Target, and when I was unboxing all of my Christmas stuff, I did realize that the ones at Target are definitely more substantial than these, but I like these because they're just an easy little vase filler, or, you know, just to lay around. If you need a lot more substance to it, then the ones from Target were definitely better. I'm not sure if they even sell them anymore. I didn't think to bring those up to show you the difference, but here's two put together. So I think you can totally, you know, do a lot with these. So you could make a little spray with these. You could add these to the garland. I think mixed with the Norfolk, it just would make a really beautiful garland on the mantle or on a table. You could do so much with these. The other thing that I bought in the same department, and I fell in love with this, and I knew that I had to get these the minute that I saw them, was this pick. I ended up, I believe, getting 6 of these because these were a little more expensive. These were regular $26.99, so I paid half of that. But these are just absolutely stunning, and I knew for my theme that I was going with the greens and the berries, and I know everybody's doing the Ralph Lauren theme this year, and that was not my intent when I started this. I always knew that I was going to be doing this for this year. So when I saw these, I had to grab these. I think they're going to be so pretty, and they just go along with everything that I was wanting to do. 'Twas the night before Christmas on the mountain. I think it's going to be perfect, and I know what I'm doing with these. I had something very specific in mind when I bought these particular stems, and so I'll show you what I'm thinking. I knew that these would be beautiful with the Norfolk, to put these together and make a swag out of it. So this is what it looks like if you have 2 together, and just in a vase. Look how beautiful that is. But look what happens if you do this. So I was thinking 2 and 2 and make a swag out of it. And I think I could bring them a little closer so you can see but I'm dropping it. But I tell you, I think this is absolutely gorgeous. And so when I saw these, I knew that I wanted to make swags. So I have an idea where I'm going to be using the swags, but I'm not going to tell you that right now. I do have another addition to this that I want to show you though. You could certainly make a beautiful bow. I did, let me get it. I picked up some plaid ribbon, so you could make a beautiful bow with the plaid ribbon from Hobby Lobby, and I think it would be stunning. However, I ended up finding these at Hobby Lobby. And I loved this. This wasn't even with the Christmas stuff. I found it with some other wall hangings that they had. They had a lot of little metal pieces like this. And that's where I ended up finding. I'm gonna show you just the bow. And then I'm gonna show you what I'm thinking. Look at that. How gorgeous is this? So this was giving you a sneak peek at, this is definitely one thing that I am going to be doing. They only had 2 bows when I found these. I only saw 2 of these bows, so I picked both of them up. I'll show you another way that I think you could style these, because there's so many ways that I think these could be styled and be absolutely beautiful. I love the scale. I think they're so pretty and large. I think they make an impact because of the size. So this could be used on a Christmas tree. You could actually use it on the tree. I think it could be a beautiful topper for a tree, especially if you put like a bow or something. And like I said, this is what my plan was when I bought them, to use it like this on a swag. I think it's gonna be so beautiful. And let me just show you. Again, everything goes back to the placemat. So I think a lot of times I start my whole Christmas design by my place settings. I think this is going to be so gorgeous. And it's gonna be fitting, I think, for this house. I'm sorry, I'm getting chills and like just thinking about it. I'm really excited to decorate for Christmas this year. I will show you another way that I could style these. I may end up changing my mind and use them the other way because I played with it and I loved it. But for now, I'm gonna put it away so we can continue on the haul. The other greenery that I needed was some new wreaths, because we got the double doors now and I didn't have matching wreaths for the front door. And now that we have the double doors, I needed something, and I wanted to make sure that it looked natural, and I figured I could do things to embellish it if I want to, or I could leave it just like this if I wanted, but I wanted it to feel like it fit in the setting for 2 reasons. One, because that's just how I want the decor to feel this year. I want it to feel like it belongs in this mountain woodsy setting. But also, we are limited on what we can put on our front porches for any holiday decor, because our neighborhood wants to keep it looking natural. So this is the wreath I ended up picking up at Hobby Lobby. I love it. It's just a beautiful spray. I love the way it sprays out, and it has the little pine cones on it. And I figured if I wanted to put some berries or do something else to embellish it a little bit, I could easily do that. And the price on this one was, let's see, this was $54.99, and I got this for 50% off. So I only brought one up, but I have 2 of these that I picked up this season at Hobby Lobby. Now for the artwork that I got at Hobby Lobby. So when I saw this piece, I had to have it, and I had not seen, I don't think I had seen anybody show it yet, but I had to get it because my theme is 'Twas the Night Before Christmas in the Mountains, and they had these signs, and I thought this would be beautiful. And I don't know exactly where I'm gonna put this, but I'm thinking maybe on the fireplace. I just think it would be so pretty. I'm not necessarily planning to take a lot of my artwork down and replace that. That was not my intent. It's just to kind of add to what we already have. But when I saw this, between the sign of being 'twas the night before Christmas and it having the bow on top, where I had already found these bows, I just knew that I had to get it. It's gonna be so perfect. And let's see, this was $50, but it was on sale. You know, I got it for the 50% off. So $25 for this. The only thing I would caution if you go to get one was I looked at a bunch of them and they were scratched. So I ended up going to like the very back of the pile and I found one that wasn't scratched, but a lot of them had markings on it. So I would just caution you about that if you go to Hobby Lobby looking for that sign. When I saw this, I thought, okay, yes, I have to have this. I just think this looks so old world, vintage Christmas, but also small town, kind of what I would imagine on like a show like Gilmore Girls or all of the, you know, Hallmark movies, that kind of thing. I thought, I loved this so much. And it's got glass, and then on the front of it, you can actually touch, and it has a little bit of relief on it that I think is so cute. I loved all the colors in it, but mostly I really like the tones in it, because I feel like the tones, trying to see what I can show you. It's not bright, even though it's kind of brighter than everything else that I have, the tones of it work very well with the color scheme that I'm going with. I was trying to pick this up so I could show you. I feel like the tones of this, it just works with everything else that I have going on. And I thought this was so cute. And then there was another one. They had 3 of these, or 3 like this. So there was this one. Then I also had to get this one. And I debated on this one because it says coffee shop and we do not drink coffee. However, I thought it's still like that old or small town charm, and I thought they went together really well. The tones of them, even though they're slightly different in the frames, the tones work together, and I knew I could definitely find a place for both of these. And I just think they are so beautiful and go right along with my nostalgic, woodsy, mountain, small town vibe that I'm going for this Christmas. So I had to pick up these. And I think from Hobby Lobby, that was all of my artwork. I did buy more artwork. I'm going to show you. I'll go ahead and show you now because I'll show you how it works. So at Walmart, I didn't buy a lot at Walmart. I bought 3 pieces, and the other 2 I forgot to bring up here, but I bought a little, one's a little deer, and one is, on one side it has a deer, and on the other side it has like a red and green poinsettia, I think. But I bought this one. I thought it was so pretty. I knew tone-wise that it would work with what I have going on. And look, these work so well together. And I think it even works well with this one because it's all about, I think, the tones. They're kind of muted tones, even though these are brighter than this. So I went ahead and got this one at Walmart, and the other 3 is what I ended up buying from Hobby Lobby as far as art. Oh, and these were $19.99 a piece, so 50% off. I ended up getting both of them for $20. And this one, I don't remember what the price on this was, and I didn't, the tag's not on it. So not sure about that one. I did forget to show you 2 things that I found at the estate sale. So while I have these, I'm going to show you because they look so cute with these. The lady at the estate sale had these blankets, and so I went ahead and picked these up because I use these for the dogs, to cover their dog beds. And I thought this one was so pretty with the poinsettias, the green and red were perfect colors. And then I thought this one was so cute. It's got little dogs and stuff on it. And then if you hold it up, the reason I wanted to show you now is because if you look at it with these, it looks so cute. And I think it even works with the coffee shop one. So I think they look really cute together. And for $4 a piece, I thought I got a really good deal on those. I think I have just one more thing. No, actually a couple more things from Hobby Lobby. I have so many Christmas trees and I knew I do not need a lot more Christmas trees. However, I don't have any that have like that woodsy, natural kind of feel to them. And I have seen these in the past and have always loved them. So I decided to pick up 2 of these this year. These are so beautiful. They do have a little bit of frost on them, but I think that's okay. I feel like I can use it anyway, because you always have to have a little bit of glam at Christmas, a little bit of glitter, shine. So I think I can make this work even though it has that on it, but I loved it with the berries and the holly. I just think it's so pretty. And of course it's got the pine cones and it feels very natural and woodsy, which is what I wanted. Let's see, the price on this was $24.99 for one. So that would have been $12.50 a piece, and I ended up getting 2 of them. Then I picked up actually 2 other things. One I don't have right here though to show you. I also wanted to pick up things that I could use at Christmas but also use year round. And I found this vase at Hobby Lobby. This was in the section where they keep their vases and like florals. So I guess in the floral department. And I thought this would work so well because I do plan on incorporating blacks. So I was thinking that this might work sitting on my shelves or on a tray somewhere. And then I was also thinking I could put some picks in it. And so I was just going to show you with this cypress pick in it. Of course, I would probably do more than one, but it's just so pretty. And I thought even that just sitting on the shelf or on an end table somewhere would be really pretty. Last thing I picked up at Hobby Lobby were these candle holders. These were in the Christmas department, but I think they also sell them in black, but not in the Christmas department. They just sell those where they sell all of their candle holders. So the gold you would find in the Christmas department and the black with all of the other candles. So the smaller one was $20.99 and the larger one was $22.99. And of course I got each for half off. But I thought these were really pretty. I knew I could use them anywhere and I could use them year round. So I wanted to pick up a few things, like I said, that were not just Christmas, things that I could invest in and use year round. When I went on my trip to Vermont, I found this from a vendor in a little shopping area and I had to get it for a couple of reasons. I thought it was beautiful. I love the black felt for the background. The frame I thought was gorgeous. I love that it's the muted silver and it has little pearls on the end with the snowflakes. Some are kind of gold, have gold and some little bling on it. But I thought this was just so pretty. I love that it incorporates the gold and silver with the bling and that it also has the black background, because I figured I can use this upstairs, downstairs, anywhere. And this is so classic. I've seen these before, and usually when I see these made from all the vintage jewelry, they're very expensive. I've seen these priced well over $100 other places, and I got this one. And by the way, it is extremely heavy. So I'm not sure what she has it on, but it's heavy. And I got this for $50. So I thought this was a find of something that I just loved, and it would be a really beautiful piece that I would want to pull out every single year. No matter how I decorate, I think I would be able to find a way to incorporate this. It's so beautiful. And I thought it would be perfect for my shelves. So I'm planning to probably use that somewhere on my shelves. I think I just have a couple more items, and these were from an estate sale that I went to a weekend or two ago. I have 3 of these. There's a smaller one. I'm not going to pull it out right now because my hands are full, because I want to get some more to show you. So I found 2 sets. There's 3 in each set, and both of these sets were Pottery Barn. I recognized them when I first saw them online before I even went to the estate sale. And I knew that I was going to get these if I could get there early enough before somebody else grabbed them. So I grabbed both sets. So there's 3 of these and 3 of these. These are wrought iron, and so these are definitely very heavy. These are not as heavy, but I do know that they're Pottery Barn because I've seen them online before. I was able to get a set, let's see, was there 3 or 4 in each set? Well, this one has 4, and this one I can't remember if it was 3 or 4. So I was wrong. It's 4 in each set. So these were $12 for the whole set. And then the smaller version was $32 for the set. And compared to what you pay at Pottery Barn, it's like, I think $120 for the set at Pottery Barn. So I got a great deal on these, and I loved it because I knew I could use these year round, and I feel like they even work with the gold ones that I got from Hobby Lobby if I ever wanted to use them that way. The other thing that I picked up at the other estate sale recently were these lanterns. If you've been around my channel, you know that I have the large versions of this lantern. I have 2 on my front porch and 2 downstairs. And so I had to get these. When I saw that they had them, I knew I was going to get these. So I was able to get this. I think this is the size small from Pottery Barn. And this is the mini. So there's a mini, a small, a large, and an extra large. So the ones I already have are the extra large. This is the small, and this is the mini. I ended up getting 2 minis and the small. That's what they had. And I got these way less than I would have paid at Pottery Barn, and they're in excellent condition. Almost like they've never been used. I forgot to show you this. The last thing I bought were 2 of these candles. I actually picked these up in Vermont, but I know you can get these online. I know they sell them. I've seen other people with them. It smells so good. I'm not even sure what the brand of this is, but it's a balsam and cedar candle, and it smells very good. So I picked up 2 of these because I knew it would work with my decor. I can use these on an end table, on the shelves. I'm not sure where I will put it, but I love that I can use it. And if I want to burn the candle, I can. And if not, I can just leave it like this. If I do decide to burn the candle, I can use this as just a dish. I could put candy in it or something else another year. But I love that I can use this year to year as decor. That's a big haul, but I feel really good about it because I feel like I got some true staple pieces that I'm going to be able to use from year to year. And I don't think these are pieces that, for the most part, in a year or 2, I'm going to want to get rid of. I'm trying to make sure that when I buy things now, that I'm very intentional about what I'm buying and know that I'll really be able to use it from year to year. I've already started my decorating a little bit. I got Whitney to bring the trees up in the dining room, so I started putting the tree up, and I've been playing around with some things, just trying to get ideas for how I want to set things up, and I feel like it's going to be a great Christmas. I hope that you're going to join me for the Christmas season and follow along with all of my decorating. Let me know if you've started decorating yet or not. I just started and I'm so happy that I decided to start decorating early this year. I feel like already my stress levels are so much lower than normal when it comes to Christmas decorating because I've already done my shopping. I've already started getting my trees up, getting ideas flowing for how I think I want to do things. So I'm already feeling so much more relaxed about this year's decorating. Hope you'll stay around with me and see how it all turns out. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you more than you know. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.